Right, guys, welcome to this live stream here between the Reds and the Rebels. It's Super Rugby 2022, and we've had quite the results so far. The Crusaders beating the Hurricanes, the Chiefs beating the Highlanders, and also we had the Waratahs beat the Fijian Drua in the opening game so far. Today we move our attention now to the Reds and Rebels game with a star-studded Reds team up against a Rebel side that lost in a warm-up game, I think, to the Fijian Drua last time out. So we'll see how it goes. Bloodhound says, "Hi, how's it going, Bloodhound? Long time no see." So, yeah, it is a big one here today. And we will see a really good game between these two. It's the first Australian derby of this new competition. So let's quickly go and run through the team lineups as we start with the star-studded Reds. You've got Jock Campbell at fullback, Jordan Patea, Josh Fluke, Hamish Stewart, Filippo Dargunu, James O'Connor, and Tate McDermott. So a very, very good Australian backline in this Red side today, especially hoping to see Jock Campbell step it up a little bit and try and secure a place in that Wallaby setup as well. And Jordan Patea, as always, on the wing this time round, not on the centre, with Josh Fluke and A.B. Stewart looking to form a really formidable combination in that outside centre, inside centre berth. Then Filippo Dargunu can have a really good game or a really bad game on the day, so hopefully he can have a really good one. And James O'Connor and Tate McDermott looking to cement that 9 and 10 combination. For the forwards, we've got Harry Wilson, Liam Wright, Angus Scott Young, Luke Salakai Lotto, Angus Blight, Tanela Tupou, Alex Murphy, and Dane Zander. Another great back of forwards here with Harry Wilson, Liam Wright, and Angus Scott Young looking to dominate the breakdown for this red side today. And then Luke Salakai Lotto will try and bash his way up through the middle, while Angus Blake is the line-out specialist. And Tanela Tupou will make sure that he gets a few runs in as well, with Dane Zander, also a youngster coming through very nicely for them. The bench for the Reds, Josh Nasser, Harry Hooper, Zane Nongor, Ryan Smith, Fraser McWright, Spencer Jeans, Hunter Paisami, and Lawson Creighton on that bench for the Reds. So a very good Red side, and I wonder if the Rebels will be able to stop this Red side today. Paul Milan has joined in, say hi. I will go with the Reds this time round. So, yeah, I think everybody's got a clear cut that the Reds are the favourites for this game today. Let's quickly go and have a look through the team lineup of the Rebels. We've got Reese Hodge, Lakey Anderson, Stacey Ely, McNamara, Glenn Vayu, Carter Gordon, Joe Powell in the back line. So enough firepower there as well with Reese Hodge and Matt Tamua, as well as Carter Gordon and Joe Powell there, just to strengthen that back line. And going through the forwards, you've got Michael Welsh, Brad Wilkins, Sam Wallace, Ross Haylett-Petty, Matt Phillip, Cabos Elof, Jordan Ulysses, and Cameron Orr. So formidable pack of forwards there for them as well. Front row forwards, Cameron Orr and Cabos Elof and Jordan Ulysses. Good combination. And Ross Haylett-Petty and Matt Phillip, with Michael Welsh surely to make an impact as well. Then on the bench, we've got Matt Gibbon, James Hansen, Sefa Garza, Thomas Nolan, Timothy Uwani, James Tuttle, Raymond New, and then young Tonu Maipia, a player that I don't know too much of. But yeah, if you look on paper, it should be the Reds all the way today. I honestly just can't see the Rebels come out into this game and winning it. But you never know. It is an Australian derby, and anything can happen on the day. So, yeah, we'll be looking out to see what happens with that one. Let's just create a poll quickly as to who will win this game. Who will win this game today? So we've got the pick of the Rebels or the Reds. Obviously, no draw in this one, as it will go down to golden point if there's a draw after 80 minutes. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Sharkbrain says, you, Guru, you've been up since 5 when you're moving from coffee to juice. So, no, not today, Sharkbrain. So, yeah, we've I've decided today is rugby all the way. So definitely only going to be on a coffee can today. Looking to work my way through all the games today. So we've got this one coming up now between the Reds and the Rebels. And then after that, we are going to do the Pumas and Free State game. And then hopefully we'll get to do the Sharks versus Lions game as well a little bit later. I'm still a bit confused. Somebody told me that the Lions Sharks game had been cancelled, but I can't seem to find any information on that one. So we are going ahead as planned for now, but we'll just see how the day goes, and hopefully the game is not cancelled, because I was looking forward to doing a little bit of Curry Cup action down the line. So we've had 2 votes now so far, with the Reds in red hot favourites with 100% to 0. It's going to be interesting to see who is going to walk away with a victory here, but all roads lead to the Reds today. I just think they've got too much of a strong side for the Rebels to counter. But you never know. Like I say, this is an Australian derby. And you can definitely get an upset in these sort of games. So either way, it's going to be a really good game. And I'm expecting a couple of good tries from both sides, really, because they do have the game breakers to do something like that as well. So, let me know in the comment section who you guys are vouching for today, and maybe who's going to score the first points of the game. I'm thinking maybe a Reds try to open up the scoreboard here today. Maybe a Daigunu, or maybe even a great little breakout from Jock Campbell or Jordan Patea to start off this game, maybe. Or will it be the forwards through Harry Wilson or Tanela Tupou, Stain Zander, all those top guys? So will we see the Rebels opening it up, maybe with a Reece Hodge try or a Matt Tamua brilliance? Or will we see the forwards like Ross Haylett-Petty and Matt Phillip barge their way over the try line, or even maybe a Jordan Ulysses dot down from a driving maul? Who knows? Paul Milan says, yes, absolutely. So, looking to go all day. Like I said, we still got this Reds Rebels game, and then the Cheetahs Pumas game, as well as the Sharks versus Lions game a little bit later on. So we should have interesting games still to come. Shark Brain, do you have the Reds lineup, Guru? So I've gone through it already, but I can go through it real quickly again with you guys. So in the backline for the Reds, you've got Jock Campbell, Jordan Patea, Josh Fluke, Hamish Stewart, Filippo Daigunu, James O'Connor, and Tate McDermott in the backline. So players to look out there. Obviously, the whole backline, basically Jock Campbell, Jordan Patea, Hamish Stewart, Filippo Daigunu, James O'Connor, and Tate McDermott can rip this team off the Rebels to pieces today. And in the forwards, Harry Wilson, Liam Wright, Angus Scott Young, Lucan Salakai Lotto, Angus Blight, Tanela Tupou, Alex Murphy, and Dane Zander. So all around can cause a lot of havoc today if everything goes according to plan. If you go and have a look at the bench of them, you've got Josh Nasser, Harry Hupert, Zane Nongor, Ryan Smith, Fraser McWright, Spencer Jeans, Hunter Paisami, and Lawson Creighton. You must know you've got a very good lineup if you can put Hunter Paisami on the bench, and even Fraser McWright as well. So, they sorted out in that department for sure. And Shark Brain says 9 and 10 for the Red is where the danger lies, especially between Tate McDermott and James O'Connor. It should be a really good contest. But the Rebels themselves got a very good 9 and 10 combination with Joe Carter and Joe Cowell and Carter Gordon. And then they've got Matt Tamua and Reece Hodge in that backline as well, which could cause problems for the Reds throughout this game. The forwards-wise, Michael Welsh, definitely a danger man there, along with Ross Haylett-Petty and Matt Phillip, and then also Jordan Ulysses, one of the standout players for the Rebels side as well. Then on the bench, they've got the likes of Matt Gibbon, James Stuttle, not a bad replacement to come on. Some of the other guys are still very unknown to me, or relatively unknown. So we'll see how the game pans out in the second half. If anybody of these players can put up their hands to get into that starting lineup maybe next week. But yeah, we are closing in on the start of this game. It should be really exciting. Like I say, I'm expecting a high-scoring game, and hopefully it will it will go well. Shark Brain says, "I will drink a cold one now on your behalf, Guru." Thanks, Shark Brain. That will help quite a lot. Right, so just doing a little bit of a show here before the actual start of this game. So waiting on the Reds to actually run onto the field and make their appearance. But it will be the Rebels who's going to come out first. And I must say, I love their kit. It's light blue with a dark purplish as well. So a very nice jersey here for the Rebels. Must say, it looks pretty good. Right, so we've had 7 votes so far, and the Reds winning all 7 votes so far for a 100% win today against the Rebels. As we can see, the Rebels now coming onto the field, led by veteran Michael Welsh. He's had 13 games last season, 1,040 minutes, 110 tackles, 6 line-out steals, and 8 turnovers won. The only Rebel to play every minute of the season in 2021 is the veteran Michael Welsh, and leading from the front. And here comes the Reds onto the field as well now. And it's going to be James O'Connor to lead this Red side out today. And what a milestone for him as well. I think he's playing in his 100th Super Rugby game, if I'm not mistaken. So a big moment for James O'Connor as well. And yeah, he's had some impact in Australian rugby. So 39 test games for the Force. And then I couldn't see that stat quite nicely there. But a great servant of the game for the Australians there. So James O'Connor leading the side onto the field for this game. Sammy Sosa says, might be a lot worse for the Rebels after the warm-up loss to the Drua that try at the death. Yeah, that is the thing, Sammy Sosa. I mean, after watching the performance from the Drua yesterday, they didn't play bad. They just didn't use their opportunities against the Waratahs, and it ended up becoming a bit of tit for tat, you know. So yeah, let's see how this one goes. Angus Gardner is the referee, with Brett Conan as the TMO, and I see Nick Berry is also involved in this one somewhere down the line, assistant referee. Right, so let's get this game underway. It is going to be the Reds to kick this one off for us. Let's hope for a good and clean game between these two teams. Right, here we go now with the kickoff coming from the fullback, Jock Campbell, for the Reds here as we get this game underway now. And it's a deep kick in taken by the Rebels inside their own 22 now. And just setting it up nicely for them. Joe Powell waiting for it. Comes out to Michael Welsh. Just 5 meters from their own try line is the Rebels at the moment. And a big counter ruck coming from the Reds, though. But they do secure it. Oh, they've lost it backwards. Carter Gordon under pressure from inside his own try line. And unfortunately have to dot it down, as it will be a 5-meter scrum down to the Reds. So terrible mistake early on from the fly-off of the Rebels, Carter Gordon. And what's such a lovely pass from Joe Powell, but knocked backwards by Carter Gordon. Initially tried to do well by getting out of his own try line, but just ran short through a tackle from Tate McDermott. Sammy Sosa says, yeah, they drew all right despite losing to the Dars, but potential is there after a tough introduction into this Super Rugby intensity. That is true. So scrum down here to the Reds, 5 meters out from the Rebels try line, and an early opportunity for them to get the first try of this game. Who will score the opening try? Will it be a forward? Will it be a back? Who's going to get it? And will it be a try or a kick at goal to get the first points onto the board? Tate McDermott to feed this first ball into the scrum now. And it's gone down already. So Angus Gardner just moving to the other side of the field. And we will have a reset scrum as he wants to see what happened there. Dane Zander up against Kabos Ilof in that front row forwards today. 2 minutes gone in this one, and an early mistake from the Rebels have now put the pressure on them 5 meters out from their own try line, as the Reds will look to capitalize on this one as well. Harry Wilson in the number 8 berth for the Reds today, looking to make a massive impact. Free kick to the Rebels, though, as the Reds, well, I'm not quite sure what was the problem there, but Tanola Tupo got pinned for that one, but it will only be a free kick to the Rebels. So I'm guessing that they will try and kick this downfield as far as possible, and it will be Reese Harch to get this one out for them. Right, the big boot from Reese Harch, and that is a great touch finder between the 50 meters, the halfway line, and the 10-meter line of the Rebels. 2 minutes gone, almost 3 minutes now. Throw in taken. Alex Murphy gets it out. James O'Connor, Patea straightens the line on the halfway line. Now Tate McDermott again gets it out to Nella Tupo, knocks it on, and it is going to be a scrum down to the Rebels on halfway here, as Danila Tupo knocks the ball on from that charge. And 2 mistakes now from the Red side, and something that you don't want to see in these sort of games. Right, 3.5 minutes gone and still no score. It's going to be a scrum down on halfway here for the Rebels after they survived the early mistake on their own try line as well. Right, Joe Powell to feed this ball in at the scrum for the Rebels. And let's see what they can instigate with this one. 4 minutes gone in this game, and we've already had 2 knock-ons and 3 reset scrums. Right, Angus Gardner needs to have a talk with the forwards now. This is the third reset scrum that we're going to have in about 4 minutes, and that equals to about 3 minutes wasted in this game already. Dane Zander feeling the pressure against Kabos Ilof at the moment. Right, Joe Powell to feed this ball into the scrum here for them. Let's hope this is not going to be the case throughout the whole game today. Right, Joey Powell to feed. Almost 5 minutes gone in this one. Right, here we go. Off the back, Michael Wells picks it up, gets it out to Joe Powell, loops around there, and penalty advantage coming here for the Rebels, offside by the Reds. And an early opportunity now for these guys as they make some headway, but a little knock on from Joe Powell as well, coming back for the penalty then. So discipline needs to be spot on here today, as the penalty is right in the middle of the field on the 10-meter line inside the Reds territory, and they're not going to have a shot at goal here. They are going to kick this into the corner as Reese Harch now lines it up for the Rebels. Gets the kick away, and that's going to find touch about 5 meters out from the try line. So now the Reds under pressure. Will we see a backline move from the Rebels? They've got Lakey Anderson, Stacey Ely, Mactamua, Glenn Vayu, Carter Gordon, Joe Powell in that backline. Ulysses with the throw into this lineout. Oh, it's gone over the top, but Michael Wells have managed to secure this for the Rebels 5 meters out from the try line. Here they come now. Dane Haylett-Petty. Out it goes to the big forwards now. Matt Phillip gets the pass away. Little knock on, and it's going to be a scrum down to the Reds again. So too many handling errors in this opening extensa by both teams. One knock on from each, and then a couple of backward knocks as well in this opening 6 minutes of the game. Still 0-0 at the moment. Scrum down to the Reds, 5 meters from their own try line. Under pressure in the middle of the field now. Big scrum coming up for the Reds now as they get ready for this scrum feed. Right, it's been put in by Tate McDermott now, and a big scrum here from the Reds as they win the penalty there. And that's one way to get back into this game, is winning a scrum penalty, as James O'Connor will now try and kick this downfield for the Reds. Illegal wheeling from the Rebels is the call from Angus Gardner there, as James O'Connor now with the ball in hand. He is going to look to get some distance here. And let's see where it goes out. Roundabout on a 10-meter line inside Reds territory. So still under pressure inside their own half is the Reds, but a chance now to set something up for them. Right, throwing coming from Alex Murphy now for the Reds. And to the front to Liam Wright now. Tate McDermott tries to throw a little dummy, goes up over the 10-meter line now. Harry Wilson at scrum off, pick up and go from him. Quick ball coming back for them now. Liam Wright puts his head down, right on halfway now. Angus Scott Young, pick up and go from him, but isolated there. And that ball will come back for the Reds though. So James O'Connor now got it, and he puts it on the boot here, looking for distance, can't find it. Finds Reece Hodge instead. And now there's going to be a chance for the Rebels. This guy's got a massive boot on him, so expect him to kick this as far as possible. Sharp Brain says James O'Connor has gained a lot of weight. Right, quick throw in here from the Reds now, and it's Daigunu now on the attack. Puts a little kick up into the air, chasing down his own kick, but it's beautifully taken by Matt Phillip. Gets the pass out to Matt Tamua. Now it's Isi. Isi gets it out to Michael Welsh on the 10-meter line inside the Reds territory now. Joe Powell comes out again for Dane Haylett-Petty. Now Joe Powell passes out to Carter Gordon. There might have been a knock on there from the Rebels. No, says the referee, play on. Kabos Yilov has got it. Now the ball spills out. Now it's a knock on from the Rebels, and another knock from Tanila Tupou as well. So we will have a scrum down to the Reds then. So just that little mistakes creeping in and around as Kabos Yilov knocks that ball on for the Rebels, and then Tanila Tupou. So after 10 minutes in this game, it's been quite error-ridden so far between the two sides. Right, scrum down to the Reds on their own 10-meter line inside their own half. Between the 10 and the halfway line in the middle of the field. It is going to be Tate McDermott to feed this ball to the scrum for them. And hopefully this game will start to get going real soon. Right, Tate McDermott, after 10 minutes, will feed this one. Let's see if they can get this in. No, penalty. Oh, is it a penalty or a free kick to the Reds there? It is a short arm penalty. So free kick here to the Reds from that scrum. And Tate McDermott calls for another scrum. So they're happy to waste a lot of time in this game. 10 minutes played, and about 5 minutes already wasted through scrummages. It's just ridiculous. Right, moving up to the 11th minute mark in this game now. Still no score, and very scrappy from both teams at the moment. Right, Tate McDermott to feed this ball in now. And scrum is better this time round. Harry Wilson waiting for it at the back now. They are going to get a penalty advantage again. Now James O'Connor gets the pass out to Daigunu. Daigunu taking it up to over the 10-meter line. 5 meters from the left-hand touchline. Another penalty coming, not rolling away. Now it's Liam Wright taking it up for them. Tate McDermott waiting for it. Gets it out to Hamish Stewart. driven back in that tackle. Now Tate McDermott again. He's going to try and go on his own, gets the pass out to Harry Wilson. Still coming is the Reds now. Pick up and go from Angus Scott Young. Tate McDermott gets it out now. It's Jock Campbell coming in. Breaks through the first line of defense. Needs support on the 22 now. Finds Tate McDermott. James O'Connor hammered in a tackle by Michael Wells. And we will be coming back for a penalty as James O'Connor not happy to be brought down by Michael Welsh in the way they did. But nothing wrong with the tackle. So, yeah, that is what it is. Sharkbrain asking if I'm going to do the Cheetahs game. Yes, I will be doing the Cheetah game after this one. So, not long after this one anyway. But, yeah, definitely doing the Currie Cup games as well today, Sharkbrain. Right, James O'Connor now with the kick to the corner, but hardly finding the corner as it goes up 5 meters inside the 22 of the Rebels. Still 0-0 at the moment as, yeah, this game is not getting going at the moment. Throw in from Alex Murphy, taken by Blight now. Inside the 22 they go. Tate McDermott waiting for it. Liam Wright has just settled it up there for them. Harry Wilson taking it up over the 22-meter line now. Tate McDermott trying to snipe. Makes a couple of good meters. Still going as Tate McDermott. Now just 10 meters out from the try line. But another penalty advantage coming the way of the Reds now. And just waiting to see if that ball will come out for them. It is Daikunu now. Pick up and go from him. Still about 3 meters short of the try line here is the Reds at the moment. Now Tanila Tupou gets the pass out to Angus Scott Young. He's still short 2 meters. Now Harry Wilson out to Tanila Tupou. And he gets the first try in the corner for the Reds. And finally, they go over for the try. Right, so Tanila Tupou, the first try scorer in this game, as he barges his way over in the corner for the first try of this game. Great work there from the Reds, working it with the forwards and then just getting that pass from Harry Wilson out to Tanila Tupou for the first try of this game. Right, so the Reds have struck first, and hopefully this is just the start of a lot to come. As Tanila Tupou, the big Tongan Thor, gets over for the try. 79 caps, 22 tries for the big prop forward of the Reds. 14 and a half minutes gone, 5 points to 0 with the conversion to come from James O'Connor now. That 12 votes, who will win this game today? 92% have backed the Reds for this one today. Right, let's see. Sharkbrain says, I'll see you later. Have a nice day. Got stuff to do, no problem. Sharkbrain, check you later. Right, James O'Connor with a brilliant conversion, and that one has gone over. So 7 points to 0 it is now to the Reds after about 15 minutes of play in this game. Good start for the Reds then. Wasted a couple of earlier opportunities, but they're now onto the board, and it should get better from here. Right, Carter Gordon with the restart now into the hands of Jock Campbell. The kick has been charged down by the Rebels now, and Joe Powell gets it out to Reece Archers, knocked it on as well, and the kick ahead from the Reds, but the referee is going to call them back for the first knock on there from Reece Arch. So very sloppy at the moment again. And a little bit of argy-bargy going on there between the players as expected. This is a Australian derby, so anything can happen in these sorts of games. Right, scrum down, 16 minutes gone, 7 points to 0. It is a put in for the Reds here. Can they do something with this one? Tate McDermott will throw this ball into the scrum here for them right on halfway, about 10 meters from the left-hand touchline. Another good attacking opportunity for them. 16 and a half minutes gone. Tate McDermott will feed this one for them, but things in that scrum is not going well at the moment. Too many stoppages in play at the moment. Out of this 16 or 17 minutes, about 7 or 8 of these minutes have been wasted by scrum resets and restarting the scrums. Right, Tate McDermott to feed this one in. Right, better scrum now from both teams. Harry Wilson pick up now. Tate McDermott gets it out to Amy Stewart. Thumping tackle on Fluke, but they do get the pass out to Jordan Patea, but the referee's going to call them back for yet another knock on here, or a forward pass it is. Barry says Hurricanes bounced back, but was not enough. I think 2 disallowed tries and a kick missed right in front was the turning point. Yeah, no, the 2 disallowed tries plus the held up over the try line once and that kick right in front, Barry, was definitely the turning point in that game. So 18 minutes gone, and we're going to have another scrum, this time to the Rebels. Paul Milan says, do you think the Springboks will compete in the Six Nations? Well, after the statement yesterday from the Six Nations, it sounds like it's not going to happen, Paul, at least not until 2025 anyway. And yeah, it looks like they are backing Italy, so we might become the 7 Nations, maybe, who knows. Right, here comes the Rebels now on the attack here on the 10-meter line. Penalty advantage coming for them now. Joe Powell looking to clear that ball out, gets it out to Michael Welsh. Michael Welsh now. Joe Powell gets it out to Kabos Eloff up to the 10-meter line now. Moving it wide now, Carter Gordon. Moving it up through the forwards. Matt Phillip making good ground. Now it's taken forward there by Cameron Orr. Still on the 10-meter line. Joe Powell. Carter Gordon gets the pass out now to Matt Tamua. Here's a bit of space on the outside here for them, but stopped really well there was the number 7, Brad Wilkin. And still on the 10-meter line now, Ulysses. Will that ball come back? No, it won't, but we do have a penalty here for the Reds anyway. Not for the Reds, for the Rebels. So a very kickable one here for the Rebels as well. Kevin Thomas says the Australia are not so competitive like the Kiwi teams. And I must admit, this is far from a great game so far. This opening quarter, for me, probably the worst so far this whole weekend. As Reese Hodge goes for the corner here and finds it touch run about 10 meters out. Barry said, I asked you lads about the stadium. The reason why they played there was because of COVID restriction. Their home ground had a lot, and when to play there would have been, okay, no, that's cool. I've got that one. Thanks for that, Barry. So here comes the Rebels now. Ulysses making it 5 meters out from the try line. Joe Powell out to Matt Phillip. Still 5 meters out from the try line is the Rebels at the moment. Joe Powell, Ulysses took too long to get to that ball. And I think the Rebels are over that ball now. No, it's a penalty advantage coming again for the Rebels now. Penalty given. And initially it was fine, but afterwards then played the ball on the ground was Alex Murphy. And a chance now for the Rebels to still try and get it. Yeah, playing the ball on the ground was Liam Wright there. Sorry, not rolling away as well. So for that reason, the penalty to the Rebels. Going for the corner again now, setting up the line out. As Ulysses will throw this one in and look to maybe get the first try for the Rebels as well. Right. Here we go to Matt Phillip again. The small has been set up now. Can they start to get it moving forward? Rebels not really making any ground at the moment. Another penalty advantage, so they need to be very careful now. Ulysses off the back makes it about 2 meters short of the try line. And now it's picked up by Dane Haylett-Petty, gets it out to Michael Welsh, driven back in the tackle. Still 5 meters out from the try line is the Rebels at the moment. Now it's Wilken who pick up and go. Great defense from the Reds, however. Now pick up and go from Michael Welsh again. Now Ulysses, 5 phases already, just a meter short now. Joe Powell, Carter Gordon steps back inside, held up beautifully by Salakai Lotto and Harry Wilson. Now Joe Powell gets it out to Wilken again. Still about 2 meters or 3 meters out now. Dane Haylett-Petty taking it up for them. Ulysses now waiting to pick up and go. Nothing happening for the Rebels at the moment. This is the defense holding out for the Reds. Now they come back. Joe Powell. Here's a chance now for EC. Out to Reese Hodge. Still 5 meters out from the try line. Joe Powell gets it back to Matt Phillip now. Still 5 meters out, right in the middle of the field. They need to get this out. Cameron Orr needs to pick up and go. No, Michael Welsh gets it back to Kabos Yeloff. Still 5 meters out. Now pick up and go from the Rebels again. It's trying to work their way over. Joe Powell, Carter Gordon, intercepted by Tate McDermott. But they will be coming back for yet another penalty here. And a yellow card is going to come now. And it is going to be Alex Muffy, or is it Danila Tupou? Yeah, Danila Tupou gets the marching orders. So the Reds now going to play with 14 men for 10 minutes in this first half now. Yeah, you could see he was leading with the shoulder there as well, was Danila Tupou. So offside as well. So that's a justified yellow card in the end, a team yellow card. Right, so the Rebels now. Let's see what's going to happen. Paul Milan says Reds defense is strong. Yeah, it's been really strong so far, but giving away too many penalties then in the end. And now it's trouble time for them. Ulysses is currently receiving some attention as well. Got injured in that last movement, so not sure whether he will be continuing in this game as well. Right, 23 minutes gone. He's back up on his feet. And what will the Rebels do now? 5 meters out from the red try line. It's 7 points to 0. They are going to go for the scrum down here. So they will have to bring on a replacement prop forward now. And one of the players will have to come off. Either Liam Wright or Harry Wilson or Angus Scott Young will have to come off the field now for the replacement prop. So on comes the replacement for them. And not sure, Zane Nongor is off on, and Angus Scott Young has left the field. Right, so still a lot of time left in this first half. It's only 7 points to 0 with the Rebels now 5 meters out from the try line on the attack, and an opportunity to get their first points on the board as well. Right, here they go now. Joe Powell waiting for it. Will Michael Welsh pick up and go? Now, Joe Powell do get it out. Now, Matt Tamua out to EC. Is he over the try line? No. But comes back to Joe Powell. And I think he might have posted his way over the try line there. But we all might want to go upstairs for that one. Might have blown it, but let's see. Angus Gardner having a talk with his assistant there, and looked like the ball went backwards, and then Joe Powell picked it up and went over, but we'll have to check the grounding first of that one. So time is off, and let's see if there's a try being scored. Right, so Tamua to EC, and that one first time was not, you could argue, so yeah, the grounding of Joe Powell's try. I don't think that might not be a try here. Can't quite make it out from this angle. Let's have another look. It's dislocated. He knocked that ball on. Or it was dislodged, sorry. Yeah, dislodged out of his arm there, knock on. So it should be a scrum down to the Reds. Well done. Great defense. Kevin Thomas says, what's your thoughts on games so far? Seems like a very slow, not free-flowing running game. Stop-start game. Yeah, no, Kevin, I think this has been the worst 20 minutes of the competition so far as the actual contests go. Might be close, but just error-ridden stop-start. No momentum going forward in this game. So Joe Powell has knocked that ball on over the try line. Great defense from Jordan Patea there. And let's see. Yeah, it's going to be a goal line dropout here for them as well. So here they come now with the dropout is the Reds taken by Willis. And Joe Powell now in possession for the Rebels here between the 10 and the 22. Ulysses on the back foot here, tackled by the Reds again. And things are not looking up for the Rebels as it's turned over by the Reds now. And a kick over the top by Tate McDermott is going to find Carter Gordon, or will it? No, it's actually touched Carter Gordon and into touch. So it's going to be a line out to the Reds, 5 meters out from the 22 of the Rebels. And Carter Gordon is having a shocker at the moment. Yeah, no, not the greatest of moments there from him as well. Trying to let that ball bounce first and pay the price. So now Tate McDermott off the back here for the Reds now, taking it up to the 22-meter line. Waiting for this one is Angus Blight now. Gets it out to Lucan Salakai Lotto, to Harry Wilson, sorry. And now Liam Wright taking it up, just up to over the 22, right in the middle of the field now for them. As it's taken up by Josh Fluke now. Good counter ruck here from the Rebels. A little dummy from Tate McDermott, not anybody falling for it. And will that ball come back? No, it's been stolen by the Rebels now. And a chance now to kick it downfield as Stacey Ely gets the kick downfield. Will that go into touch? Yes, it will. On the 10-meter line inside the Rebels Reds territory. So 26 minutes gone, and still only that one try in this game. Both teams have had opportunities, but not taking it. 6.5 minutes left on that yellow card for Tanela Tupou as well. 7 points to 0 it is at the moment. Right, line-up throwing coming for the Reds now. Alex Murphy. And he's going to go to Liam Wright to the front. Now it's Tate McDermott, James O'Connor, Harry Wilson, just straightening that line for them. Support play coming in numbers there for them now. Tate McDermott, out it goes to James O'Connor, who kicks it on the boot. And straight down the middle into the hands of Issa again, or Issy, who puts it on the boot now for the Rebels. Straight down the middle to James O'Connor again. Now Jock Campbell. Jock Campbell is going to kick this downfield, looking for space, finding Reese Hodge instead. And Reese Hodge now with a kick from outside his 22. That's going to go directly into touch. And all the way back we come to the 22 of the Rebels. Well, not good from them. 28 minutes gone. And Reese Hodge, with all the experience, kicks that ball directly into touch. Alex Murphy now with the throw in between the 10 and the 22-meter line. Position and territory going the way of the Rebels with 62% apiece. Now the lineout goes astray for the Reds. And it's now collected by the Rebels. Matt Phillip at scrum off here. Cabos Elof standing in as well. And now Wilkin will just put this in for them now. Joe Powell is back for it as well. Gets it out to the big flank forward there, Sam Wallace, just setting it up on the 22-meter line. Now Matt Moore at scrum off. Gets it out to Carter Gordon, who's going to put it on the boot straight down the middle of the field and into the hands of Jock Campbell to Jordan Patea now. On the 10-meter line, he's going to straighten the line. Can he find a little gap? He's still going as Jordan Patea now. Up over the 10-meter line. Tackle there by Wilkin. Between the 10 and the 22 now. Tate McDermott, James O'Connor with a little cross kick here. And it's beautifully taken by Reese Hodge, but bundled into touch by Daikunu. And it will be a line out now between the 10 and the 22 here of the Rebels. 29 minutes gone in this one. Paul Milan asking how I'm watching the game. No, I'm watching it on TV, Paul. DSTV. Right, so the throw-in now coming from Alex Murphy. Finds Lucan Salakai Lotto. Now Tate McDermott, Harry Wilson. And he sets it up now for them. Here comes Tate McDermott again. Now Daikunu stop just short of the 22 now. Tate McDermott switches with Lucan Salakai Lotto. Still 5 meters outside of the 22 now. Here comes Liam Wright. Puts his head down. Still 5 meters out. Now here is Tate McDermott out to Jock Campbell. Right, pick up and go here from Dongor. Just up to the 22-meter line now. Tate McDermott gets the pass out to Angus Blight now. Harry Wilson, pick up and go. Still about 15 meters out is the Reds at the moment. Lucan Salakai Lotto with a poor pass behind him. Caught by Dane Haylett Petty on the ground. And now Joe Powell kicks this one away. And not going to find touch. Into the hands of Jock Campbell on the halfway line. Beats the first defender. Goes for the second one as well. Pass Michael Welsh up over the 10-meter line. Now brought down. Now Tate McDermott gets it out to Dane Zander. Now James O'Connor straightening the line beautifully as Harry Wilson up to the 22-meter line. But the pass just not going to hand. And now Carter Gordon has got it. 5 meters outside of his own 22 now. Joe Powell waiting for it. Gets it out to Wallace again. Joe Powell needs to clear that ball. Big counter ruck here from the Reds, and they've won it. Dongor gets it out to Tate McDermott. Right 5 meters outside of the 22. Again, the Reds now on the attack here. Penalty advantage coming for the Reds as well. Hamish Stewart now. Up to the 22-meter line they go. Lucan Salakai Lotto just securing that ball for the Reds. Tate McDermott gets it out to Alex Murphy. Murphy up over the 22 now. Harry Wilson knocks it on. And we are going to come back for the knock on from, coming back for the penalty to the Reds. 5 meters outside of the 22. And they might want to have a crack at the goal here. Just to play down that last minute of Tanela Tupo's yellow card as well. Frustrating game, to say the least, so far. And looks like they are going to have a shot at goal. Harry Wilson just receiving a little bit of attention there to one of his knees. Right, so James O'Connor will try and convert this penalty here for them. As it should become 10 points to 0 here after about 32 minutes in this first half. 799 points to James O'Connor, 120 conversions and 157 penalties altogether. James O'Connor now lining this one up. Just taking his time. Wants to play down that yellow card of Tanela Tupo as well. And that one going straight through the middle. So it is now 10 points to 0 here for the Reds. And it's been a very frustrating first half, to say the least. Too many errors and too many stoppages at scrum time. And it's just not been a spectacle at all. Right, Carter Gordon to restart this one for us again. Now Daikunu underneath this one inside his 22. Now he's been given a bit of space here. And it's going to be a penalty against the Reds there for obstruction. So inside that 22, it's going to be a penalty to the Rebels. And I guess that they might want to kick this one into touch. Dane Zander penalized there for obstructing the player. So Reese Hodge now to the corner they go. 10 meters out, well, about 7 meters out from the try line. They've had plenty of opportunities as the Rebels so far. The Reds' defense have been really good so far in this game. Right, Ulysses with a throw in, finds Dane Haylett-Petty. Now the maul has been set up by them. This is going forward. They must score, and it's a try to Wilkin, who gets over for the Rebels' first try of this game. So they will take that, and due to poor discipline, the Reds have now conceded a try. Great driving maul there from the Rebels. No chance whatsoever for the Reds there. And Wilkin gets over for the Rebels try. Great work from him. And now it is game on here between the two sides again. 10 points to 5 currently with the conversion to come. We still got about 6 minutes to go in this first half. As Brett Wilkin gets their first try on the board. 22 caps for the Rebels and 3 tries in his career so far. As the Rebels now finally onto the board, and they made it look really easy on that occasion. Oh, they're actually going upstairs. TMO call coming up now. Let's see if they were binded all the time, because I was thinking about it, but yeah, you could always argue and say that Wallace might have interfered there. So this is going to be a big call. No, the try has been awarded. So, or has it? Let's just see. Yeah, it has been awarded. So 10 points to 5 it is with the conversion to come. Great work. Always kept it binded. So the Rebels do get their first try of the game. Right it in. So the conversion attempt coming up from Matt Tamua now. 35 meters distance, 43 angle, and a 61 probability to go over. Which way is it going to go now? Matt Tamua, can he put the Rebels to just 3 points from the Reds? Oh, I got that message wrong, Paul. How do one watch the game live on your cell phone? So I didn't look right. So yeah, I'm not sure. If I had to watch it, I would have used the app, but unfortunately got no links to it, Paul. Right, so the conversion is missed there by the Rebels, and we've got about 4 minutes left in this one. And in this first half, though, 10 points to 5, and a restart from Jock Campbell now is a long, high hanging kick, but beautifully taken by Matt Phillip, and gets the pass out to Wilkin, who makes their way up to between the 10 and the 22-meter line. Now it's taken by Wallace again. Oh, knock on again from the Rebels, and Reese Hodge is having a disaster game today. How many knock-ons have he had in this first half already? Was Reese Hodge. And a vital one as they knock it on inside the 22, and now gives the Reds an opportunity right before halftime to get some more points on the board. Carter Gordon with the pass. Nothing wrong with the pass. It's just Reese Hodge that's got butterfingers at the moment. So scrum down now to the Reds inside the 22 of the Rebels. And a great opportunity now for them just before halftime. 4 minutes to go in this first half now. Tate McDermott will feed this one in at the scrum for them. And again, the scrum being reset by Angus Gardner. It's getting frustrating. 8-9 minutes wasted in this first half, maybe 10 even, with all the resets that we've had here. When will the referee lose his patience and just start blowing up the scrums if it goes wrong? 10 points to 5. 4 minutes to go in this first half. Reds at 1 yellow card already in this first half. So the Rebels needs to be very careful inside this danger zone. Right, big scrum coming. It's going to be a penalty advantage to the Reds now. Tate McDermott, James O'Connor is going to straighten the line. Tries to get the pass away, but intercepted by Reece Hodge. So we will come back for yet another penalty here. And with 3 minutes to go in this first half, will the Reds take the points here? Should probably take it. Just to extend that lead to more than 7 at the moment. Yep, they are going to have a shot at goal. James O'Connor getting ready to kick this one as Ulysses is down again for the Rebels. And I think he should have left the field after the first time he went down. So, yeah, I don't think it would be wise for him to continue in this one. Replacement hooker for them is Matt Gibbons. So we'll see if, Ulysses looks really bad. It looks like it might be a little bit of a chest, stomach thing going on there. Maybe a rip or something. Right, so James O'Connor lining this one up with 2 minutes to go in this first half now. And he will get this kick over surely. It's right in front. 10 points to 5 it is. And taking his time with it. Right in front. Right, over she goes. And it's 13 points to 5 now. And the Reds in a commanding lead here going into half-time. They've definitely been the better of the two sides so far. But so many errors and penalties and restarts and everything that you can imagine to slow down a game has been in this first half here. The restart taken by Angus Scott Young inside his 22 now. And quickly over that ball is the Rebels. But it will come back for the Reds now. Tate McDermott waiting for it with a minute and a half to play in this first half. Will they be able to get this one out now? Tate McDermott gets it out to James O'Connor, who's going to put it downfield and into touch it goes as well. So kick goes out at roundabout between the 10 and the 22-meter line of the Reds. So last chance here before the break for the Rebels to maybe hit back in this one as well. Right, so Ulysses still on the field, and I don't know if that's the right decision to keep him on the field at this stage of the game. But here comes the throw-in, finds Matt Phillip now driving more formed here. And you can see he's in all sorts of pain at the moment, is Ulysses. But he's still going as the Rebels now make their way up to the 22-meter line. This is looking good. Good driving more from them. And now this ball needs to come out for them. As Joe Powell has got it out now to Carter Gordon. Carter Gordon tries to hit into the gap there. Pick up and go now. Here's an opportunity for the Rebels. Just 10 meters out from the try line. Right in the middle of the field. Ulysses has got it at the back here. Can he get this ball out? He gets it out to Wilkin. The try scorer for the Rebels now. Joe Powell back to Carter Gordon. Now Kabos Yellow, the long pass out from Matt Moore to the left winger there. Still no way out here for the Rebels that they're going backwards at the moment. Now Joe Powell gets it out to Kabos Yellow, who makes a couple of meters. Now Joe Powell again. Carter Gordon gets it out to Cameron Orr. Still 5 meters inside the 22 of the Reds at the moment. Now Carter Gordon. Out it goes to EC. He puts it on the boot. And that wasn't the right decision. But there is a little knock on from the Reds. So that will be halftime here as the Reds go into a 13 points to 5 lead. I will be back with the second half very shortly. And don't go anywhere. We will be back in about 5 minutes' time. Right, guys, we are back here for the second half between the Reds and the Rebels. And at halftime, it is the Reds leading by 13 points to 5. And what can only be described as a very sloppy and error ridden game so far. But it's like a lot of you guys say, Barry has mentioned it. I'm just happy to see Super Rugby back. Nice to have Super Rugby. And then Achilles says, I wish South Africa can go back to Super Rugby. Kevin Thomas says Sharks, Bulls, and Stormers be very competitive. South Africa decided to go to Super Rugby, and also mentioning that the Cheetahs and Lions can stay in the Curry Cup. Yeah, look, I feel for the Cheetahs sometimes because they do have a quality side, and the Lions will really need to step things up if they want to still be part of the URC in the next coming years. The Cheetahs will obviously look at it and say, listen, why can't we play URC and then the Lions just play Curry Cup? But you never know how it's going to turn out. Maybe just form another Cats franchise like they did in the past and play together as one team, because there was one year where they've actually reached the semi-finals. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens in the future of Cheetah and Lions rugby. At this stage, the Cheetahs out in the wilderness. But yeah, back to this one. Let's quickly go and have a look through the team sheet. So Jock Campbell not doing a lot for this red side at the moment. Jordan Patea has been busy. Josh Fluke and Hamish Stewart completely out of this game. Filippo Dalgunu has been here and there. James O'Connor and Tate McDermott is trying hard to get this Reds team up and going, but it just haven't been happening throughout this first half. The forwards Harry Wilson, Liam Wright, and Angus Scott Young doing well. Luke and Salakai Lotto have hardly been seen in this game. Angus Blight doing the hard work up front. Danila Tupo obviously getting that yellow card for a team penalty. Alex Murphy and Dane Zander also not too busy in this first half. Looking at the Rebel side, Reese Hart have had an absolute shocker of a game so far, knocking that ball on at vital times in the game and making some really, really silly mistakes down the line as well. Lakey Anderson, haven't seen anything of him. Stacey Ely has kicked a few grubber kicks in behind the defense, but apart from that, hasn't done too much. Matt Moore has been quiet. Glenn Vayu haven't hardly touched the ball. Carter Gordon, another guy, is having a shocker at the moment, with Joe Powell trying valiantly to keep this Rebel side alive at the moment. The forwards, Michael Welsh is doing well. Brad Wilkin, standout player for the Rebels so far. Sam Wallace, not really making his impact felt. Had a couple of penalties against him. Ross Haylett-Petty trying valiantly with Matt Phillip as well. And then Kabos Ilof. Jordan Ulysses are currently playing with an injury, so I don't know if he'll be back for the second half. But must say that the forwards of the Rebels have tried valiantly in this first half. Achilles says, if Bokke go to Six Nations, it's going to be great to bully England again. And then Doje will have more Etzebeth, his biggest fear. And then Barry says, I'm happy to see Eben move to the Sharks. So with that said, I mean, a lot of people felt like the Sharks are buying all the Springboks. And yeah, at the end of the day, I think we should just be happy that these quality players are back in South Africa and playing their trade in our home country, where we can actually see them play, as to having them in France or Japan or whichever the case might be, and we don't see the quality of players. I mean, the likes of Lua de Jager might be going to the Stormers, and in return they're losing Warwick Gelant to another club. So yeah, it's difficult to keep all the South African players in South Africa at the moment. So whenever we can win one and get a quality player like Etzebeth back, we should just cheer about it. Kevin Thomas says, thanks again, Guru, for bringing us rugby easy this morning. No problem, Kevin. I must admit, I didn't really struggle getting up this morning. Normally, I'm not very much of a morning person. And yeah, the alarm clock went off and I was up in a flash. So it seems like Super Rugby had that kind of effect on me to have it back. Achilles says, in my opinion, it's stupid of the Sharks to buy all the international players. It's going to ruin their impact players. Now they must bench their players for the so-called Bokke. No, Achilles, I think the experience that guys will get out of it, like Hiron Andrews and the likes of Ruben van Heerden and Reniel Higo, we could always argue and say we'll never be international quality players. So, to get them back and have a guy like Etzebeth make an impact and a really big impact. He's a game winner on a day. And let's agree to disagree there on that one. And Achilles says, let's be honest, the Sharks struggle with depth at the moment because last year, for example, in the Currie Cup and Rainbow Cup, etc., they could not get far without their Bok players. Well, let's be honest, they've had almost the half of the Springboks side as Sharks. So, I think it's just coming down to getting more quality players in certain positions. I mean, coming back to your last one and saying you're blaming the coach for it, I do blame the coach in many ways for that because, look at the loss of JJ van der Mesh, the quality young player, SA schools, and now he's in France and probably going to end up playing for France like Paul Willemse did for them as well. So I was a bit furious with that one, but there was also talks that JJ didn't quite give his best. And for that, I blame the coach. You need to inspire your players and really put a vibe there. But they say there's a good vibe. I mean, look, when I talked to Boeta Chamberlain, he said the vibe in the Shark camp is pretty good. And look where he finds himself today. He's playing Currie Cup rugby again, starting for the Sharks against the Lions today. And respectful to Tito Bonilla and Kevin Bosch, I don't think any of those two players are better than Boeta at the moment, but rather back him and let him pick up the experience rather than benching him back to the Currie Cup. Barry says, what the heck? I never knew this was Achilles. I thought he was gone for months. And then he says, Guru, it's just what the use of buying all the international players, but still struggling with a better coach. The Sharks will be much better. They will be an unstoppable machine. So, I do agree with you there, Achilles. Look, we've got Neil Powell now as director of rugby. It all started like that with the Bulls as well. Remember when Jake White took over, they said Nolis is going to continue as the head coach. And then in a blink of an eye, it just changed. And Jake was coaching the Super Rugby / URC team. So I'm expecting something to happen like that in the near future for the Sharks as well. Kevin Thomas says, we need Pollard or Faf. Then the Sharks, perfect lineup. Yeah, that would have been cool if we could have got Handré Pollard as well. Right, so we are going to get this second half back underway, guys. It is going to be the Rebels to get us back underway here, and looking forward to a really good second half. This first half has been shocking. So let's get into the second half. Right, the restart taken by Angus Scott Young, just outside the 22 of the Reds now, and making their way almost up to between the 10 and the 22 now inside their own half. Tate McDermott waiting for it, gets it out to Harry Wilson now. And he just sets it up, waiting for this. Now getting the forward support is Tate McDermott as well, looking to go over the top with this one. And he goes with a high kick. Daikunu is chasing this one down. Reese Hodge has managed to pick that one up beautifully. Now Joe Powell, out it goes to Dane Haylett-Petty, up over halfway. Quick ball needed now. Joe Powell out to Reese Hodge. Now back to Michael Welsh. Michael Welsh makes a couple of meters. Now Joe Powell again. Back it comes now to Wilkin, who drives it up for them. Now Carter Gordon out to Matt Tamua. Matt Tamua straight pass out to Matt Phillip. Still just over halfway is the Rebels at the moment. That ball coming back now. Joe Powell, Carter Gordon out to EC. EC driven back in a tackle by Patea. Still on halfway is the Rebels. Now they work it through Cameron Orr, making a couple of meters. Now Ulysses Ulysses, no support, ball ripped there by Fraser McWright, but the referee says illegally so. I didn't think there was anything wrong with that one. So penalty here to the Melbourne Rebels. Oh, he didn't say that he didn't release the tackler, but I don't think there was anything wrong with that, to be quite honest. Right, anyway, 2 minutes gone in this second half, and the Rebels now going to kick this to the corner, and they will find touch about 5 meters out from the Reds' try line. Kevin Thomas says Frans Steyn should come back to Durban. Well, I wouldn't mind having him back at the Sharks. You know, the experience of the guy is, well, next to nothing. So just even if he's the kicking coach, it would be great to have him back. Right, so Matt Phillip, sloppy pass out to Joe Powell. Now Matt Tamua inside the 22, about 10 meters out from the try line. And Joe Powell now waiting for this one, gets it out to Ulysses. There's a knock on from the Rebels, and it's been the story of the game. Well, Kevin mentioning now that Frans Steyn should come back to Durban. I think the best buy for the Sharks now would be to get Andre Esterhuizen back in that number 12 jersey alongside Lukanya. I mean, I really like Marius Lowe as well, but the way Andre Esterhuizen is playing at the moment is quite frightening. He's an exceptional player. Well, even Dialendi would be a great asset to the Sharks side currently. But yeah, the possibilities are endless. Imagine if the salary cap had to go, what MVG or MVM Holdings will do. They'll probably buy all the quality players like Toulon and those guys have been doing. So I'm being a bit optimistic here, but I think the next player to join the Sharks will be Cheslin Colby. And here comes the Reds now from inside their own 22. It's Jock Campbell, gets the pass out to Patea, who puts it on the boot now. The chase coming from the Reds now inside the 22. Isi needs to get it out and finds Reece Hodge, who puts it into touch between the 10 and the halfway line. Barry says, I think Pollard would be good for the Sharks. The chances of Pollard actually making the Sharks or going to the Sharks are very little, as he's just signed with the Leicester Tigers in England. So, yeah, that probably won't be happening. But Colby, on the other hand, with all the problems Toulon has, might just end up coming to the Sharks. And he is part of Rock Nation as well. Right, so after all that line-out wobbly stuff, we'll have another scrum down to the Melbourne Rebels on the 10-meter line inside the Reds territory. And it's just ridiculous how many errors we've seen in this first and second half so far. 4.5 minutes gone. And yeah, definitely not the game of the weekend for sure. Right, some replacements as Matt Gibbon finally replaces Jordan Ulysses. And I wondered how long this was going to last because he injured himself quite early in that first half, run about the 20-minute mark. Right, so Matt Gibbon on the field now for the Rebels. And it is going to be a scrum down to them on the 10-meter line inside the Reds territory. And Joe Powell will feed this ball in. We've had so many restarts in that first half. It was really ridiculous. So Joe Powell now with the feed to the scrum here for them. Can the Rebels do something with this one? Michael Welsh waiting for it at the back now. Picks it up out to Joe Powell. Matt Tamua straightens the line up over the 10-meter line now. Joe Powell again. Carter Gordon gets it out to Reece Hodge. She's knocked it on again. And now it is Fraser McWright who got that ball, but we are going to play another scrum down here. And yeah, it is really disappointing to see how poorly Reece Hodge are playing today. Gilly says, Guru, I need one more moderator here with me. We don't want too much March, but I need one more. And please let me pick the moderator. I've been watching a few people for a long time, as I know who I want as a mod. No problem, Achilles. Just tell me who you want, and we can do that. I do believe that Barry, you are also a moderator on the channel. So no, or is it? No, it's only Achilles at the moment, I think. Right, anyway, 6 minutes gone in the second half, and yeah, it's just continuing all this little knock-ons and stoppage in play and resets all the time. This has just really been a frustrating game to watch. Yeah, Achilles, you're going to need a couple of moderators when the international season starts for the Springboks. Also got a big announcement to make on the channel, but I will leave it for next week, as I'm waiting for the progress of what I want to tell you guys. So I don't want to jump to the announcement and then it never happens. So hopefully by next week I will have a big announcement on my channel as well. Right, the kick from the Reds from that penalty finds touch between the 22 and the 10-meter line inside the Rebels territory. And now the Reds have an opportunity to attack here. Alex Murphy will throw this one in to the line out. No lineouts lost so far by the Reds. And this one, Angus Blight have managed to get it now. And here comes Daikunu now up over the 10-meter line for the Reds. There might have been a little knock-on, but the referee haven't seen it. Now Tate McDermott has lost that ball in the tackle, but it's been deemed by the referee that it's been knocked on by Matt Phillip first. So it will be a scrum down here to the Rebels. No, to the Reds, sorry. Achilles says, I want Shark Brain as moderator. You're always here and helpful. So if he accepts the task, please promote him. I will definitely do so if we can get him on one of the live streams a little bit later on. Kevin Thomas says, don't count chickens before they hatch. Ha, Guru, that's true. Yeah, I know, Kevin. So we'll wait just a little bit before I do any announcement. Right, so, big scrum from the Reds. Now Tate McDermott trying to go off the back, gets it out to James O'Connor. Penalty advantage coming for them, just 5 meters short of the 22 now. Harry Wilson get the pass out to Angus Scott Young now. The pass out to Fraser McWright now, 5 meters out from the try line. Jock Campbell gets the pass out to Jordan Patea. Patea now just 3 meters short of the try line. And the Reds now on a good attacking opportunity. Angus Scott Young out to Fraser McWright. Dane Zander helping out there now. Tanilla Tupou still going. Just a meter short here for the Reds. Now Tate McDermott, James O'Connor, the pass to Josh Fluke. Gets man and ball there. And another penalty advantage coming here for the Reds. Waiting for this one to come out. James O'Connor back on the inside to Harry Wilson. Still a meter short here for the Reds. And they've lost the ball. So we will come back for another penalty. And here comes the yellow card as well, I'm thinking. Right, so 8.5 minutes gone in this second half. And the Rebels now under a lot of pressure. Let's go. It's just going to go upstairs to have a look at potential foul play here. Or no, they're going to go upstairs to check the grounding here. There might be a try here for the Reds. Oh, sneaky. Harry Wilson went to ground. Rightful to place the ball, but unfortunately, I don't think he had control over the ball when he placed it on the ground. So I think we should be coming back for a penalty here to the Reds. So no downward grounding there, I think, from him. Oh, no, it's been given. So Harry Wilson gets the try for the Reds. And that was a very, very sneaky try, showing the quality of Harry Wilson there. I personally don't think that there was any downward pressure on that ball. But anyway, the try has been awarded. So 18 points to 5 it is then for the Reds. And it looks like they are well and truly on their way to win this game as well today. 9 minutes gone in this second half. It's Harry Wilson in his 31 cap gets a try for the Reds again. Achilles says the Reds is the best Australian team at the moment, right? So yeah, between the Reds and the Brumbies, I would say is the two strongest Australian franchises. But the Reds did win the Super Rugby AU and did better than the Brumbies in that competition. So the conversion kick not over from James O'Connor, hitting the upright and not over. So yeah, 18 points to 5. We've got 30 minutes left in this Super Rugby game. So the restart then, and taken in by Angus Scott Young now for the Reds inside his 22 now. Tate McDermott waiting for this ball to come out now. He is going to pass it out to James O'Connor, who's going to put it on the boot straight down the middle of the field and into the hands of the left winger. Here's a chance now for the Melbourne Rebels. Good tackle from Fraser McWright on him. Now it's taken on by Wallace again for the Melbourne Rebels. Joe Powell out to Carter Gordon to Michael Welsh. Joe Powell still waiting for it. Now gets Michael Welsh again. Good drive from him over the halfway line. Powell, Carter Gordon. Now it's a run here from Matt Gibbon just over halfway now. Carter Gordon again out to EC. Now Wilkin. Here's an opportunity for the Rebels as they make good ground there by the replacement young Tonu Mapai, who makes it up just short of the 22. And again, unfortunately, a knock on from the Rebels. Scrum down to the Reds between the 22 and 10 meter line. And it is also raining now. So it is going to get worse before it's going to get better. Achilles says Rebels also used to be a great team. They used to dominate a lot of New Zealand and SA teams back in the day, and obviously most AU teams. Then Kevin says, I have to be honest, watching Australia team are really like it's watching paint dry. Yeah, no, look, like I said, it's not been the best game. And yeah, it kind of reminds me back of the day when we were still part of Super Rugby. Didn't really watch a lot of Australian rugby. And like I said to many people, I used to not be available for weekend games anyway. I used to work every single weekend. So, yeah, for the first time in about 4 years, well, it's been 4 years now already again, I have been able to watch every weekend game. So, all good on that one. But, yeah, I wouldn't feel bad if I missed the Australian games now and then. Right, scrum down, and it's raining cats and dogs at the moment there at the Suncorp Stadium. So, yeah, it's going to get tougher now for both teams really, really quickly. Right, scrum down to the Reds, just outside their own 22 now. Tate McDermott feeds that ball in now, waiting for it to come out, gets it out to Patea, who's going to go to the boot, long kick downfield, and it's going to find touch roundabout. Oh, that's a massive kick between the 10 and the halfway line inside the Rebels half. Achilles says, Guru, I want rugby challenge for rugby 22, but I don't find them anywhere. I miss playing rugby even on Facebook. I'm trying to swap my AC Valhalla for one of them. Yeah, look, you can always go and buy Rugby 22 on Steam, Achilles. It's only 300 Rand on Steam. So I would say that would be a good buy if you want to go that route. It's a pity I can't transfer my Rugby Challenge 4 on the PS4 for you or on Steam. I don't know if it's even possible, but yeah, it is what it is. But I would say I would recommend getting Rugby 22 on Steam for 300 Rand. Right, Alex Murphy to throw this one in for the Reds on the 10-meter line, and that one is loose again. Picked up by Matt Gibbon for the Melbourne Rebels now. Tuttle gets it out, and it's been knocked backwards by the Rebels again on their own 10-meter line now. Tuttle waiting for it, gets it out to Carter Gordon, who goes high up into the air now. The chase coming. Daikunu is not going to get it, but Jock Campbell will, but he's bundled into touch there by Michael Wells. So it will be a line out here to the Rebels. Achilles 300 on Steam. Really? Yeah, it is only 300 Rand on Steam. All right, so with about 25 minutes to go in this one, here comes Michael Wells. Oh, another knock on. Goodness gracious me. This time James Tuttle knocks it on the 10-meter line. You still think it's harsh, Kevin? Yeah, no, I've noticed that Achilles PS5 is backwards compatible. So yeah, I'm playing all my PS4 games on the PS5 as well. So enjoying it quite a lot. But I must also admit that recently I haven't played much. I'll probably do Fortnite on the PS5, and then yeah, all the other stuff I do on my PC. I just prefer it that way. It's a lot more easier for me from where I'm working. So not always capable of linking it up with the TV there with the PS5 with the Wi-Fi and children watching TV all the time. And Achilles says, I never really used Steam before. I need a PC for that. Yeah, you probably would need one. Kevin says, I'm nervous if any Australian supporters here. Well, look, it is what it is, Kevin. You can't try and patch up something that is widely spread open. This game has been really poor, to be quite honest with you. Definitely the weakest game of the weekend so far, to be quite honest with you. The Waratahs Drua game was good. The Chiefs Islanders game took a little while to get going, and then you had that super rugby game between the Crusaders and the Hurricanes earlier, and then you get this one that just don't get going. Knock-ons galore, and even before it started raining. So scrum goes down again, and not even to talk about the scrum resets that we've had. And this time it's going to be the Reds who gets penalized, and the Melbourne Rebels now with an opportunity to attack here. Scrum went down, and the penalty went the way of the Rebels here. Right, Carter Gordon now with a kick to the corner. And he is only going to find touch. That is not a good kick as well. Only going to find touch on the 22-meter line. From the 10-meter line to the 22-meter line. That is just ridiculous. Achilles, yeah. I will try and... I'm not really a Warzone fan, but I mean, I can get it. Right, here comes Dane Haylett-Petty now through the middle. James Tuttle has knocked that on again. Right on the 22-meter line. This is getting ridiculous now. Oh, dear. 10 handling errors from the Rebels, 5 from the Reds. And that to go with all the resets and penalties that we've seen in this game already today. It's just frustrating to watch at the moment. James Tuttle, since he's come on 5 minutes ago, has knocked the ball on twice. All right, so about 23 minutes to go in this second half. And yeah, it's raining. It's raining quite hard out there at the moment. Right, here we go again with yet another scrum in this game. Take McDermott to feed this one in for the Reds. And I'm guessing with the weather being the way it is now, I think this lead that the Reds have got will probably be enough at this stage. Penalty to the Reds there from that scrum as well. So a chance to get out of their own 22 here. Harry Wilson not happy with the referee there. He did get a little break there off the back of the scrum and worked quite well on his way to having a good run there. But the referee having none of it. Oh, in fact, he was going to line up against the fullback there, surely. Right, so we'll do that, Achilles. I'll try and just send me your ID, your PS5 ID, and I'll invite you to a game then. Right, here we go again now. The throw in from the Reds, and this time taken by Angus Blight now. Fraser McWright gets it out to Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson gets the pass out to Fraser McWright again. Just short of the 22 now. Tate McDermott. And knock on. Advantage here to the Rebels. The referee's going to call them back. We've got another knock on. Angus Scott Young knocks that ball on. Right, 21 minutes to go in this one. And yeah, the second half alone, 6 handling errors from the Rebels, 2 from the Reds. So it's piling up quite a bit now. Right, so another scrum down, this time to the Rebels now, just outside their own 22 at the moment. James Tuttle with the feed to the scrum here for the Rebels. Scrum goes down again, penalty to the Rebels this time, and a chance now for them. So they're exchanging the penalties now at the moment. I rather prefer that than having resets all the time. So a penalty now to the Rebels and a chance to kick this downfield. What have they done? Carter Gordon has put in a wobbly kick. Don't know what his intentions was there, but let's just see where that lineout is going to take place. Right, just waiting to see. Yeah, that lineout, he's made 5 meters on the kick. Wow. Right, Harry Hooper on for Dane Zander, and Jordan Patea goes off in the place of Lawson Creighton on the field now for the Reds. Right, throwing coming from the Rebels now from this line out between the 10 and the 22-meter line, taken by Matt Phillip. And it's not thrown in straight, scrum down to the Reds. Right, let me see if I can send you a quick message, Achilles. While we wait for yet another scrum here after the throw-in not straight by Matt Gibbon. It's just one of those things that happens, unfortunately. Let's just have a look here. So the scrum down now for the Reds, just just between the 10 and the 22-meter line now. 18 minutes left to go in this game. Now it's taken up beautifully here by the Reds, just outside the 22, Tate McDermott. And another knock-on advantage now to the Rebels. And here's an opportunity for them to make a couple of good runs. Just over the 10-meter line now, Tuttle gets it out to Matt Phillip. Matt Phillip gets it out to the left winger, just short of the halfway line now for them. And still going forward up over halfway now. James Tuttle waiting for it. Gets it back to Carter Gordon, who puts it on the boot now. Straight down the middle of the field into the hands of the replacement fullback there for the Reds. And it is Lawson Creighton who kicks the ball downfield for him. 18 minutes left in this second half, and 18 points to 5, a 13-point lead at the moment for the Reds. If only the Rebels can score now, it's going to make for an interesting last couple of minutes in this game. Matt Gibbon will throw this ball in to the line-out. Between the 10 and the halfway line, inside Red's half now. Michael Welsh have taken that now. Wilkin out to the big forwards, just making their way through. There's the Marty Ioane also on the field for the Rebels. Still coming now through the forwards and taken up there by James Hansen for them. But another useless kick from Jake Carter-Gordon as it goes directly into touch. Things just not going the way I think both teams planned it to go today. The kick from Carter-Gordon straight into touch. And we will have a line out to the Reds, roundabout between the 10 and the halfway line. Just really, really poor from him. Right, 17 minutes left in this one. 18 points to 5 lead for the Reds as another Reds player comes off the field. And let's just see who's going off here. Alex Murphy will have to come back onto the field as the replacement hooker is back off the field then. Right, 17 minutes to go, and this one is pretty much still in the balance. Nobody in total control of this one at the moment. And it's still raining cats and dogs out there. It's 27 votes on the poll. 81% of you have backed the Reds to win this one. And 19% have gone with the Rebels. Yeah, Kevin Thomas summed it up. Rebels have been extremely poor, but so too has the Reds. Overthrown from that line-out. And here's a chance now. Ioane making his way up to the 10-meter line. James Tuttle now. Oh, and another knock-on from the Rebels this time. Dane Haylett-Petty knocking that ball on the 10-meter line. And 16 minutes left. How many knock-ons will we see more in this game? Wow, unbelievable the amount of errors in this game. It's error-ridden. And the fact that it's raining like this at the moment is not helping the players' courses at all. Right, so about 15 minutes left in this one. And the Reds having a 13-point lead. Can the Rebels somehow find a way back into this game? Achilles says, I'm one of the 19%, LOL. Right, so Tate McDermott now picked up by Harry Wilson. Now Tate McDermott with a kick downfield. This time into the hands of Ioane, who makes his way up through the middle then. Not going to come out for them. Now it's coming back finally for them, making some meters. James Tuttle just outside his own 22 gets the ball back to Carter-Gordon, who goes high up into the air. And it is going to be caught by James O'Connor on the 10-meter line. Looks like he's going to switch back with Daigunu. Gets the pass back to Jock Campbell. Jock Campbell making a good couple of meters, beating two defenders there up to the 10-meter line. Now here they come again, Fraser McWright. The pass out to Daigunu. Driven back in the tackle by Isi. Just over halfway. And the 10-meter line inside the Melbourne Rebels half. Fraser McWright spins out of the first tackle. Up to the 10-meter line now. Tate McDermott to Nilla Tupou. Gets it out to Hamish Stewart. And quickly over that ball was Dane Haylett-Petty. And the Rebels have won this ball on the ground. And penalty advantage coming for the Rebels now. Tate McDermott slapping that ball out of James Tuttle's hands. All the way back it goes now. Or was it just a knock-on advantage? Yes. So Jock Campbell can now kick this all the way back to the 10-meter line of the Rebels. 13 and a half minutes to go in this game. And unless the Rebels can score something really quickly, it will be the Reds winning this game. Right, throw in coming. Matt Gibbon with the throw in. Taken by Michael Welsh. Now out to Tuttle. Carter Gordon out to Ioane. Up to the 10-meter line inside their own half. James Tuttle again. Out to Carter Gordon. Puts a little grubber kick ahead. And this is going to work out beautifully for them. But again, another knock on from the left winger this time. And it's advantage to the Reds now. Tate McDermott out to Jock Campbell. Out to Daigunu, who puts a little kick in and is going to chase his own kick. This is working beautifully for him. He's got it over. Oh, that must be in front of the kicker, Danila Tupou. But he is chasing after this one. 5 meters short of the 22 of the Melbourne Rebels as the ball spills out loose and into the hands of the Melbourne Rebels now. James Tuttle. Tuttle gets it out now to Raymond New. And James Tuttle now, out it goes again. And a little stab through this time from young Tono Mapai into the hands of Jock Campbell. But he kicks it downfield again into the hands of Carter Gordon on the 22-meter line. Gets the kick in, and that is going to go out roundabout on the 10-meter line of the Reds. That has been better. A little bit more excitement there in that game. I'm still thinking that Danila Tupou was in front of the kicker. Yeah, he was. And the referee didn't pick it up. Achilles says, man, this game is boring to listen to. They play so poor, my gosh. Absolutely. I mean, we've talked about other stuff as well today, Achilles. Normally, I don't even talk about anything other than rugby. And we've discussed PlayStations. We've discussed other stuff throughout. So, yeah, this is definitely the weakest game of the tournament weakest game of the weekend by far. Right, Tate McDermott now getting it out to Harry Wilson on the 10-meter line here. Tate McDermott just waiting for it to come back again now. Finds James O'Connor. Goes high up into the air. Gonna come down, and it's gonna come the way of the Reds, but they haven't secured the ball, and landing on it was New. Play on, says the referee, on the 10-meter line of the Reds here. It is Wilkin who secured the ball for the Melbourne Rebels. They're taking it up through the forwards now, up to the 10-meter line. James Tuttle now getting it out. Oh, another knock on, but the penalty this time going the way of the Rebels. And it's interesting, if the Rebels have taken all their penalties, they might have easily been right up there with the Reds with the scoreboard at the moment. Not rolling away is the call from the referee against Tate McDermott there. And with 10 minutes to go, let's see if the Rebels can get a try. That one is going to go out around about 15 meters out from the try line. So maybe we might be in for a final 10 minutes of this game. Who knows? But the Rebels will have to score right here, right now. Visits to the 22 has been 2 tries to the Reds and 1 to the Rebels so far. 5 visits and only 1 try-scoring opportunity. Wilkin off the back to Ioane. Oh, big fend off there from him as the bus was full. Matt Phillip gets it out to Carter Gordon now, changing the direction. And what do you know? Another knock on, this time from the replacement fullback, young Tono Mapai. So with 9.5 minutes to go, it's another knock on from the Rebels, and the Reds have been safe there. We are coming down to the last 9 minutes of this very frustrating game. Ioane, definitely the bus was full for Angus Scott Young there. But anyway, let's get into this last 9 minutes. Kevin Thomas says, can't wait to see if Pumas can upset the Cheetahs. Guru, I doubt it. No, I don't think so, Kevin. I think, like I said a couple of weeks ago, if you're supporting any other team than the Cheetahs, then your second team normally would be the Cheetahs. So In my case, I'm a Shark supporter, but I'm definitely backing the Cheetahs as my second team. So I'm definitely rooting for the Cheetahs to win that game. But who knows? The Pumas coming off a bad loss last time around against the Griquas. So we'll have to wait and see. Achilles says Pumas is one of those teams that can upset anyone in the Currie Cup and the Griquas. Even if they lose every game, they can upset a big team any day of the week, which is true. Right, here comes Tate McDermott. No, it's a penalty to the Reds there. Point lost by the Melbourne Rebels, and that's surely got to be it for this game. We've got 8 minutes to go, and the Reds now will kick this as far as possible out of their own half as James O'Connor gets the kick away, and that one will go out roundabout between the 10 and the halfway line inside Melbourne Rebels half. Alex Murphy will throw this ball in for the Reds now. More replacements on the field now for the Reds as number 19 comes onto the field. It is let's see, 16, 17, 18, 19. Ryan Smith onto the field in the place of Angus Blight. Right, Alex Murphy now with the throw-in. And the Rebels have stolen that ball on the 10-meter line. And it's going to be a penalty to the Rebels as well there. So, yeah, things are not going our way in this game for sure. Too many penalties, too many reset scrums, too many knock-ons, and too many kicking in this one. 6.5 minutes to go. Reds leading 18 points to 5 at the moment. And the Rebels now with possibly their last chance in this game. If they don't score now, then they will never score. Right, here they come now, about 15 meters out from the try line. Matt Phillip takes it up for them, and this is a good run from him. Now just 10 meters out. Tuttle gets it out to Carter Gordon, now switches back inside to New, about 5 meters out from the try line now. James Tuttle waiting for this ball to come out. Oh, big counter ruck from the Reds. They do get the ball back as the Rebels now, as Carter Gordon caught, he's knocked it on, and now the kick ahead from the Reds, but the referee's going to call them back for yet another knock-on. With 5.5 minutes to go. Kevin Thomas says, hopefully our Sharks can put in good performance with bonus point win. Yeah, let's hope that is going to be the case in that game, Kevin. Can't wait for that one. That will be the final game of the day. So looking forward to some really good rugby there. Just hope they don't disappoint. Right, so scrum down here to the Reds inside their own 22. Achilles says if Rebels doesn't score before 75 minutes, then it's game over. No, I think it is. Finding it hard to pick a man of the match for this game, to be quite honest. It's just been that poor. Johannes Spain says the Sharks are buying all the box, but will they play for the Sharks with all the many Park games? That is a good question again altogether. Right, so penalty from that scrum to the Reds now, and that will definitely seal this off for them. Let's see, 4.5 minutes to go in this game. The Reds now with a penalty inside their own 22, so they will try and kick this as far down as possible. And I'm afraid that as far as the contest, this one is over. The Reds have won this scrappy yo-yo game today. 4.5 minutes to go. Let's see. Time is back on, and well, is it back on? Because the clock is ringing. Yeah, James O'Connor to kick this one out for them. And let's see where he's going to find touch. This one is going to find touch again, roundabout on the 10-meter line inside the Rebels' half. Right. Another attacking lineup coming up for the Reds now. And yeah, who'll knock the ball on next? let's see. Alex Murphy with the throw into this lineout. Goes to the back to Luke and Salakai Lotto. Now Fraser McWright off the back to Harry Wilson, who runs the referee onto the ground. And it will be a scrum down to the Reds because of that. So Harry Wilson definitely flooring the referee on that occasion. Well, give credit to Angus Gardner there for the moment of the game, tackling Harry Wilson. He won't say a lot of referees get to do that. So he gave his back to him and he basically jumped into that tackle. So great work from Angus Gardner to tackle Harry Wilson there. Right, scrum down to the Reds on a 10-meter line here. And let's see what they can do with this one. 3 minutes to go. Right, Tate McDermott. Harry Wilson picks it up off the back, gets it up now. And the Reds still just got possession on the 10-meter line. Tate McDermott. Out it goes to Ryan Smith. On the 10-meter line now, Tate McDermott. Back it comes to Hamish Stewart, who I've hardly seen in this game throughout. Right, Angus Scott Young driven back in a tackle. And all the way back to the halfway line they go. Now another pick up and go from Hamish Stewart. And a penalty advantage coming now. Harry Wilson pick up and go here. 5 phases. Angus Scott Young now gets the pass out to Luke and Salakai Lotto. Tate McDermott trying to snap through a little gap there. Just up over the 10-meter line. Now they get it back to Jock Campbell. Loses it backwards. And the referee will call them back for the penalty here. Right on the 10-meter line. 5 meters from the left-hand touch line. Kevin Thomas says, can't believe Grant Williams Fink got 4-week ban for that hit on the Bulls. Yeah, it was ridiculous, to be quite honest, Kevin. I watched the well, what do you call it? The little thing where they show what they go through to banning him, and it's really ridiculous because I mean, he didn't go in high. The tackle might have been dangerous for the fact that it was a head clash and the player got injured, but I mean, it never was at any time of the day a dangerous tackle because he wrapped his arms around the player and unfortunately his face collided with the other player's face. So, yeah, I don't understand the logic behind that one. But anyway, it is the Reds now 5 meters from the try line with a line out. And it's Alex Murphy who finds Smith now. And here comes the driving maul. Can they finish this off with a minute to go? Driving maul from them now and starting to move forward as the Reds now. Can they get over the try line? No. It comes back to Daikunu now. Still, thumping tackle on him. Driven back. Now Tate McDermott out to Fraser McWright. Another great tackle. This time from the Rebels. Now Alex Murphy, James O'Connor. Gets it out to Josh Flirk with a little cross kick. And it's going to work out for them as Jock Campbell gets over for the try, and finally something good to speak about in this game. 23 points to 5 with no time left on the clock. So this will be the last play of the game for sure. Josh Fluke getting that little cross kick, grubber kick in for Jock Campbell there in the end. So yeah. Great work there, James O'Connor. The pass to Josh Fluke and a sneaky little kick from him for Jock Campbell there. And that will definitely wrap this one up. 23 points to 5 with the conversion to come. And yeah, can't tell you how relieved I am that this game is finally over. It's been really bad to watch. Right, so 23 points to 5, the conversion to come. And James O'Connor will do the honor to do this last kick of the day for the Reds. Achilles says, remember to WhatsApp. Yeah, I will do that, surely, after this one. 23 points to 5. There we go. Finally, they change it. So the conversion from James O'Connor is going to go to the left of the post. That is going to be the final score of the game. 23 points to 5 in what can only be described as a very, very, very scrappy game. But yeah, we made it through, and the Reds are off to a winning start in this competition. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Until next time, I will see you for the Pumas versus Cheetahs game in just a couple of, I'll check in a couple of minutes or an hour or so. So until then, guys, this is the Rugby Guru.